Our meetings last week, let me see if this room is together. This room is here. So we had meetings last week in which literally everybody descends into one region. So everybody just look at the product that's coming out 6 months from now, right? And now we're in our process of what we call selling in, so in which we bring in our buyers and we show them a piece of our product. So this room is now outfitted for soccer.
So is this unreleased product?
Yeah, this isn't in stores yet.
Okay. And who are your buyers? I mean, are we talking?
It varies. So you can have a small boutique. You can have a. So right
okay.
now, as we speak, there's a presentation going on for Jimmy Jazz. Modell sits in this office as well. Our whole team that handles a Modell's account. We have a whole team here that also handles Foot Locker. On a track team, Bill Bowerman was his coach in Oregon. And Bill Bowerman was so innovative that he was always looking for ways in which his runners could be faster, better, especially if you're dealing with the different turfs that are out in Oregon. Oregon is really rainy. And literally, and I've seen them because they were in archives, he would literally take just pieces of fabric and it was nothing but like sandpaper underneath. So what they did, Phil Knight had the foresight to say, hey, there's something here, we can create a brand, right? And they created something called Blue Ribbon Sports. That was Nike's first name, Blue Ribbon Sports. And the symbolism with the waffle iron is because he was always looking for different textures, he literally took his wife's waffle iron and melted different materials on it to create soles of shoes. And none of you have on, well, you have on some sneakers, but
yes, sir.
if you look at the bottom of our footwear, it resembles a waffle iron because that was where our first soles were created, a waffle iron. So this is our homage to Bill Bowerman.
So what I do at Nike, I am the women's sport training sales rep, so I focus on developing our business in the category of women's sport training. So we think we would all kind of agree that everybody knows that you can get your training clothes for, you know, men's and women's, and that it's pretty well known. But the weird part is that this kind of like core group of women's sport training is really underpenetrated for Nike. So my job is to go after that business and find new channels of distribution. So imagine at a time when nobody's trying to spend money and totally nervous about the economy, I go out there and actually push the brand out and try to get new business. And it's a totally challenging, incredibly humbling experience. I've been with Nike for 5 years, and most of my time has been spent as a sales rep, in which, you know, you take your product line out and you're like, bang, you know, this is Nike, and everyone's like, I totally want it. So now you go out there with a product and everyone's like, I'm a little scared, I'm a little nervous. So my job is really to, you know, instill, you know, consumer loyalty, really show the brand, and really, you know, work at kind of showing people why they're going to be profitable and why Nike. And we're really blessed to have, you know, the brand on our side and that it's going to, you know, be there for a long time. But that's what I do. I go and develop new business. It's totally fun. So being in sales is a great gig. Is there anyone that's looking to go into sales or marketing or any of those kind of things here?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, marketing is very glamorous, very fun. We always joke around here that marketing has all the dollars and they do all the entertaining, and sales makes all the money. So I definitely play both sides. It's a great thing. So tell me a little bit about you guys. You know, what you're everyone's studying. Any questions you have about Nike, about what I do, or the brand in general? Think of something.
I'm Niall. I go to school a couple blocks that way at NYU.
Fabulous.
I'm in the Clark Davis Department of Recorded Music.
Cool.
And me and Jeanette worked together a couple months ago.
Cool. Very cool. So what's your kind of big goal overall?
When I graduate, I'm going to be a world famous rapper.
As you should be.
Yes, exactly. So I just made the decision that a couple months ago I threw out like this big business plan I had for a promotions company, and I was like, well, I really need to just do what I want to do, or do what I really love right now. Now is the time. So yeah, I've pretty much been gathering my resources the past 6 months, and I'm looking to really push forward once I graduate.
That's good energy. If you don't go forward and if you don't set a goal, you'll have nothing to work towards. So, you know, a really good friend of mine once kind of told me, this is a family friend, and I was, I think I was probably bitching and moaning about, I'm in retail, I'm a college graduate, I'm only making $8, like I was really like upset about stuff, and he just kind of like grabbed my hand and he was like, Sam, he's like, no time is wasted time. He's like, any job you have is not wasted time, and I just thought that was a really good blessing, it was a really good thing to kind of like know and understand that wherever you end up, whether it's not, like as you kind of make your journey, and for everybody, just remember that everything has a purpose. It's somewhat degrading to often get coffee and, schlep around for somebody, but you're learning something, and that should be really, really appreciated. So I thought that was good. Always tuck that back in your head and, aim high, and you'd be surprised how many people just don't, But welcome to Nike. Enjoy your time here.
So they're with us from the Jackie Robinson Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So they are all scholars, recipients of scholarships from
Oh,
JRF.
fabulous.
And then the history with Nike's partnership with Jackie Robinson Foundation. Phil Knight actually has a personal relationship with Rachel Robinson, Jackie's widow. So he has committed his own dollars towards building the museum that's going to open next year.
Yep.
And then Nike, his company, has matched it.
Right. That's
So,
what we talked about
and
that.
that's also like an integral part for us. So Phil Knight obviously created us. Although he's retired, he's not really.
Not really.
Because he's still very, very active, and he's a major player here
Yeah.
and influential. So JRF is one of his scholarships, one of the nonprofits that he really, really supports. And we know that a lot of this stuff for him goes back in Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
but for him to make an investment in a nonprofit here in New York City is a really big deal.
Yeah. That's super
So-
special. You guys must be pretty amazing. I think I can just feel by your energy in general, the way y'all carry yourselves, and very astute, so that's exciting, be part of that, and I'm sure you had to compete with a large group of people to get.
Yeah, they are 279 scholars, I think, now, and they're here. They've all descended into New York for their networking weekend. So it's been a weekend full of New York activity.
Oh my goodness, so you came last weekend?
No, they've been here since Friday.
Since Friday. Oh my God, how much fun did you have?
It's been wonderful.
It's been busy.
It's been, yeah, are you exhausted? It's just walking around the city, just being in a major city is, you live here, but it really could take it out of you. It's like a combat sport.
And they have stuff back to back. So
Yeah,
like-
of course.
So on, I was there on Saturday and on
Oh, that's right, you were
Sunday,
there.
and I wasn't there nearly as early as these guys have been up, and I'm exhausted, so I can. But they've had everything from like resume writing to career panels,
Oh my God.
family workshops. So they've had the full gamut. They did a community service project this morning, so.
Before this?
At
Yeah.
8:30.
You were like, hey, how you doing? Well, squeeze the life out of everything. That is super cool. Y'all go away with a great experience. So, and I'm really, closely tied to Jeanette as far as, sales. If there's anyone that ever has questions, wants to know about, sales and marketing, or just making, a lot of career transitions, please feel free to, go to Jeanette, reach out. I'm happy to, keep a dialogue open with you guys, whether it's by email or on LinkedIn and things like that. My career started out in retail, literally behind a sales register, and then I worked my way up into Nike, merchandising, marketing, sales. I have a degree in sports management. I land here. It's kind of weird, so happy to answer questions and always be in contact and, keep it flowing.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys have a great day.
Thanks.